But reputation is what people think of you. Character is what you are.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 callbacks to the Kingsman franchise in The Kingsman.
Welcome to the club.
You're going to need a suit.
For this list, we're looking at the best references to the first two spy-centric movies in the World War I prequel. If you haven't seen all three Kingsman movies, beware of major spoilers. Who is your favorite character in the new Kingsman movie? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Statesman Whiskey Appears in the White House.
Welcome to Statesman, independent intelligence agency. Just like y'all, I reckon. But our founders went into the booze business, thank the sweet Lord above.
When the remaining Kingsman agents were backed into a corner in the second movie, they traveled to America to find the Statesman. This US-based secret agency used its foothold in the whiskey industry to help fund their operation. The Statesman distillery was so well regarded that one of their bottles ended up in the Oval Office.
And that deserves a toast.
This is totally unethical, sir.
However, that wasn't the first time they got into the White House. During the Kingsman prequel, a bottle of Statesman whiskey is present in President Wilson's office. It seems like no commander-in-chief is quite complete unless they're close to this spy agency's popular product.
That's 1963 Statesman Reserve. You just made it personal.
Number 9. A major prequel plot twist was referenced in the first movie.
We must do something.
I know you want to fight. But there are other ways of doing your duty.
Orlando spends a lot of time in the Kingsman trying to keep his son Conrad out of World War I. However, the young man eventually gets onto the battlefield and gets his hands on vital information the heroes needed. In a shocking twist, Conrad is fatally shot by a soldier before reuniting with his father. We wouldn't have been caught so off guard if we had remembered Harry's words from the first film. While he's explaining the origins of the Kingsman to Eggsy, he mentions the tragic reason why people were motivated to fund the agency.
Kingsman tailors clothed the world's most powerful individuals. By 1919, a great number of them had lost their heirs to World War I. That meant a lot of money going uninherited.
Seeing Harry's sobering speech play out in The Kingsman was the movie's most grim callback.
Real power is not found running off to war. Real power lies in understanding who it is you're truly fighting.
Number 8. Another Seduction Goes South. After heroes realize Clara could help them find the shady golden circle in the second movie, they proceed to get close to her. Statesman Agent Whiskey initially volunteers to seduce her. But when she rejects him, Eggsy goes to extreme lengths to keep the plan on track. The Kingsman provides an extremely unexpected twist on this scene.
Welcome, Englishman. Rasputin, your reputation precedes you.
When the heroes want to take out Rasputin, they send Conrad in to seduce the villain. However, the Russian monk was more interested in getting close to Orlando. The hero and villain go on to appear in one of the most awkward sequences in the entire franchise.
Are you waiters or Englishmen? Whatever you are, get me a drink.
Both the Kingsman and Golden Circle make it clear that spies are not always fond of the old seduction cliche.
Hi, babe. Bit of a nightmare. I've got to sleep with the target, but I won't do it unless you agree that it's all right.
Number 7. An American president finally maintains their position.
Prepare a presidential decree. Tell intelligence and law enforcement to stand down. We're going to dance to this lady's tune.
The US presidents have had pretty bad luck throughout the Kingsman franchise. In the first film, the commander-in-chief literally lost his head in an explosive sequence. Bruce Greenwood's president initially looked like he would make it through the sequel unscathed. However, he was impeached before the credits rolled.
I am proud to be responsible for his impeachment, and I will do everything I can to ensure a smooth transition of power.
Since two American leaders met horrible fates, we were concerned when we saw President Wilson being blackmailed in The Kingsman. The franchise could have easily leaned into its slightly alternate history angle and had the historical figure get impeached or worse. But thanks to the actions of Orlando, Shola, and Polly, Wilson became the luckiest president in this movie series.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Number 6. A poison plot backfires.
I'm looking for someone who can help me gain an audience with the Tsar. Perhaps you can be of assistance.
I only make decisions when my stomach is full.
Since Rasputin's fond of desserts, Orlando's able to convince the villain to eat a treat full of poison. Unfortunately, the monk already built up a resistance to dangerous substances like cyanide.
Shady characters is good, no?
Rasputin's realization that Orlando tried to assassinate him leads to a wild and dangerous brawl. But this wasn't the only time poison didn't work out in the franchise. In the first film, the Kingsman agency head Arthur attempts to take out Eggsy with a tainted drink. However, the young spy ensures that the corrupt leader consumes the fatal glass of liquid instead. Seeing two prominent Kingsman members fail to deliver poison makes us hope that Eggsy doesn't try to slip his enemies fatal substances in the future.
The problem with us common types is that we're light-fingered.
Number 5. Knife shoes save the day again.
You're going to need a pair of shoes to go with your suit. An Oxford is any formal shoe with open lacing.
Although the knife shoe seemed like a ridiculous accessory to have in Eggsy's arsenal, it became incredibly important. He used the poisoned blade in his footwear to defeat the dangerous assassin Giselle before saving the world. The King's Man pays homage to this shoe at a climactic moment. When Orlando's landing on the Big Bad's mountain goes south, he struggles to stop himself from falling to his doom. During this hectic sequence, he makes a prototype knife shoe that helps him feel more secure as he climbs. The franchise is clearly trying to tell us that knife shoes are awesome and crucial to saving the world. Number 4. Two franchise heroes are not great with heights.
What, don't like heights?
Yeah, it's okay. Done it before, which is probably why I couldn't think of it.
Hey, it's gonna be alright.
While Roxy was undergoing trials to become the new Lancelot, she came face to face with her fear of heights. If Eggsy didn't push her to face her acrophobia, she might have never passed her tests. Roxy's bad feelings towards heights mirror the fears Jaimon Honsu's Shola has in the prequel. Although he's willing to rush into battle while he's on the ground, he hesitates to take risks in the air. When Shola is asked to jump from a plane to infiltrate a bad guy hideout, he completely refuses.
This is called a parachute. It means that one can jump out of a plane safely.
His justified fears are the reason why Orlando had to parachute from a plane in the end. Roxy could definitely teach Shola a thing or two about overcoming one's fears.
Yes, Eggsy!
Well done, Eggsy. And you, Lancelot.
Number 3. Manners Maketh Man is heard from a shocking source. One of the most memorable scenes in the franchise began with Harry saying 3 iconic words.
Manners maketh man.
There was something satisfying about seeing a composed spy talk about manners before absolutely wrecking a couple of goons. While the catchphrase seemed like it was exclusive to the heroes, it returned as a villainous line in The King's Man. The big bad shepherd shockingly says the phrase while taunting Orlando before their final battle.
Let's end this as gentlemen. After all, manners maketh man.
Maybe the Kingsmen reclaimed this idiom about manners as a way to remember the first major villain they defeated. Honestly, the phrase just sounds better when it's coming from a well-dressed spy.
Manners maketh man.
Number 2. Charlie Hesketh and Captain Morton have similar character arcs.
My flock, this will not be a war of heroes. Nations will slaughter each other.
Both Captain Morton and Charlie were supposed to be allies to our main character, but their time in the series is seemingly cut short. While the captain appears to die when a boat he's on is destroyed, Charlie seems to perish due to a supervillain's plot. But Morton reveals he faked his demise and returns as a sadistic shepherd. And in the second film, it's revealed that Charlie survived to become a ridiculously dangerous foe.
Charlie?
It's ironic, isn't it? You look like a gentleman, I look like a pleb.
These villains come very close to ending the heroes before losing everything. After seeing 2 supposed good guys survive brushes with death to become antagonists, we're a little worried Roxy could become evil. if she miraculously survived the second movie's explosion, she could return for an emotional fight with Eggsy.
For the record, Charlie, I'm more of a gentleman than you'll ever be. But right now, it's time to drop the gentle bit. This is for Kingsman.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Eggsy's ancestor joins the Kingsman.
We are the first independent intelligence agency. Refined but brutal.
During the Kingsman, Conrad asks a soldier named Lee Unwin to deliver a message. Although the messenger isn't in a ton of scenes, he comes back in a huge way when he's chosen to become a Kingsman agent named Lancelot. This prequel's World War I setting points to Lee Unwin being Gary Eggsy Unwin's great-uncle or grandfather. Knowing that generations of people from the same bloodline were connected to the Kingsman is a cool piece of series lore.
Eggsy, you should know your father reached this point. From now on, there are no safety nets, understood?
And since we've seen Aaron Taylor Johnson play soldiers in action movies before, his appearance creates an exciting possibility. We would love to see a spin-off or prequel sequel that gives us more time with the first Unwin to become a Kingsman.
But that nobility never came from chivalry. It came from being tough and ruthless.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.